This is exactly what we want to see as new reports are coming out about the Celtics' potential sale and looking at a new potential buyer who could be very influential for this Celtics team. Plus, we'll be looking at the ex GM of the Boston Celtics, Danny Ainge, as he has gifted an ex Boston Celtic once again another chance to return to stardom. We'll be diving into all of this and exploring what this ultimately means for the Boston Celtics in this episode here on Celtics Digest. I am Bruce Velez, and you guys have been absolutely fantastic showing your love and support on the channel over the last couple weeks. It is super, super appreciative, and we really do appreciate all the love that you guys have been giving us. So let us know down below in the comment section what your ultimate thoughts are on the topics in today's video. Without further ado, let's dive in and let's get into that video at hand. Make sure to grab a snack. And first off, we're going to be looking at something very nice to see as we see the ex-general manager of the Boston Celtics, Danny Ainge, returning a favor to one of the ex-Boston Celtics that was known in this city notoriously. We want to dive in and look at this report here. We can see from Shams Charania today that two-time All-Star Isaiah Thomas is pursuing another NBA return, signing into the G League and rejoining the Utah Jazz's Salt Lake City affiliate. Last season, Thomas averaged 33 points in just 4 G League games en route to a call-up to the Phoenix Suns. And if we look at the last couple of years for Isaiah Thomas, he has been trying to get back in the league. Most notably last year, signing, I believe, with the Utah City Jazz G League and then earning his role with the Phoenix Suns. But before that, in 2021, where he had a 3-team stint with the Hornets, Lakers, and Mavericks, trying to find a role. But in 2022, Thomas kind of gave up on that and was hopefully pushing for a change of in career, but obviously wasn't able to get that with the NBA. But in 2023 was given that light, and Danny Ainge once again is giving him that light once again. And I love to see this as a Celtics fan. As we all know, Isaiah Thomas holds a special, special place in our heart for what he does, and a special place in Danny Ainge's heart as well. Danny Ainge, obviously being the ex-general manager of the Boston Celtics before Brad Stevens, he traded for Isaiah Thomas, from the Phoenix Suns. He was the one that really built this team, but also knew how many hardships Isaiah went through with this franchise. Not only did Isaiah deal with the loss of his sister during the playoffs, but also had to be dealt for Kyrie Irving. And Danny Ainge definitely knows that after that trade, Isaiah Thomas dealt with some injuries, and ultimately his career was never the same. So Danny Ainge repaying the favor, giving Isaiah Thomas once again another opportunity in the G League, which one he definitely deserves and that every Celtics fan is very, very proud of seeing. I am absolutely ecstatic, happy, and just can't believe that our boy IT is once back going to be playing again basketball and hopefully could break a chance back into the NBA. Ultimately, like we saw last year with the Suns, he didn't get much of a role, was just kind of an end of a bench guy, and I truly think that's what he would be in the NBA as well. But keep an eye on Isaiah Thomas as he plays in the G League because after some recent performances, if he does really, really solid in the G League and we see some trades go down getting near the trade deadline, Isaiah Thomas could be a guy that gets picked up either as 10-day deal, gets picked up as a veteran minimum contract, or just gets obviously transferred from the G League to a standardized deal to any team across the league, just because they would love having that veteran ball presence on their team and a true point guard to really lead their young guys. But let me know what you guys ultimately think. Like I said, I'm ecstatic to see Isaiah Thomas back in the league, and I think that this is going to be a nice calling for him. It's nice to see Danny Ainge also being the guy that's given him the call as well. Love to see those two guys, talking again and having some good relationships. But let's dive into the next part here as we see new details on the Celtics sale. That's right, the Celtics sale has been a topic of discussion over this last season, as we saw after the parade season that Wick Grusbeck was going to sell the Boston Celtics, and him and a bunch of other owners were going to put the team up for sale. And there's been a lot of rumors, a lot of drama about who's been interested, who has been not. We've seen the names of Jeff Bezos. We've heard the Fenway Sports Group being in, being out, being in, being out. And honestly, it's just a head craze at this point with trying to keep tabs on everyone. We got a new report with possibly a new buyer being invested in, one that I think could really help out this team as well. We're going to be diving in and looking at this as we see a New England native is reportedly emerging as a new potential buyer for the Boston Celtics. And this article was done by Cameron Tabatabai, who does a fantastic job not only on the Celtics Lab podcast, but doing his writing for the Celtics Wire. And he was the one that was able to break down this news. There was a tweet from the Dunk Central that gave him credit, and I just want to give him credit because not only is a hardworking guy in the Celtics media, but does his best to create Celtics content and does a fantastic job in doing so. But Cam Cameron, let's dive in and let's look at your article as he brought down and broke down that the Celtics are obviously being in the process of being sold, and obviously a short list of interested suitors have been made public as the next leg of proceedings. And according to the Ringer's Bill Simmons, one high-profile Boston native is in the running to purchase the Celtics. On a recent episode of the Bill Simmons podcast, he stated that American businessman Jeffrey Lurie is interested in buying his hometown team. Lurie was born in Boston and has a degree from Clark University in Worcester, Mass., as well as Boston University. Lurie has a net worth of $5.3 billion, according to Forbes, and hasn't gotten his start in business working for his grandfather's film company, General Cinema Corporation, and later founding Chestnut Hill Productions. So Lurie obviously has a lot of money, which Celtics fans would love to see as they have an expensive tax bill coming up over the next couple seasons with guys on major contracts like Jrue Holiday, Derrick White, Kristaps Porziņģis, Jaylen Brown, Jayson Tatum, and even guys like Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser's contracts, extensions going to be kicking in soon as well, which just goes to show you that the Celtics are going to be strapped in money and going to be paying the luxury tax bill for some seasons. So if the owner is willing to take over this team, he has to be either willing to do that or be willing to make moves that could upset Celtics fans. And after winning a championship and after how great they've been playing this year, I don't necessarily know if that's the first move an owner realistically wants to make. So the Celtics finding someone that is going to be lucrative enough and willing to invest in this team as much as the fans is definitely key to find. But you might know Lurie from somewhere else as we dive into more of Cam's article, as sports fans may know him as he's the majority owner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Importantly, Lurie recently sold an 8% stake of the team in December of 2024. Whether this is related or has any interest in purchasing the Celtics is unclear at this time, but for the fact that he's a majority owner of the Eagles is key, as the Eagles have obviously been a winning franchise, but not only and have invested money, but not only that, the fact that he has sold a percent of stake in the team leads people and myself to kind of believe that he's in the possibility for the running. Lurie has cited the fandom of the Celtics as a motivating factor as well for building a championship team in the NFL, where he stated, "Well, I've always thought that the sports franchises that make decisions based on what they think is right, and it's never going to be a popular one in that case." Lurie said in 2023, he goes back to Red Auerbach because to me, he made a lot of decisions that were not the popular decisions in the headlines the next day or in the Boston Globe, but it was best for that franchise and the best for the franchise to continue their dynasty. And this is everything as a Celtics fan that I want to be hearing, as we have an owner that, one, is tied to the city of Boston, two, is speaking Red Auerbach quotes, but wants to continue that to do best for the franchise in the dynasty. That last sentence right there, ladies and gentlemen, makes me smile ear to ear, because what this tells me is if a guy in Lurie is interested in going after the Boston Celtics, he's going to make sure that this team stays atop, just like he does with the Philadelphia Eagles, just like he wants to keep them in contention. He, being a Boston native, knows how much winning and culture and how much the Celtics truly mean to the city of Boston and what they represent. And I believe having an owner like this would be perfect for this Boston Celtics team to set them up in the right direction. Now, you may be asking, obviously, with an owner having interest in multiple teams, you realistically ask, where is his interest in most? Is he just going to be investing in, the popular team, or which team is doing better? And that honestly could be a question and dive in later down in the road. But having a Boston native, and from, like I said, knowing that he spoke a Red Auerbach quote on making sure the dynasty gets what they need to keep fulfilling it, I have no worries and no issues that he would have any money not shelling out money. He would give out all the money he would need to, but also make the smart and right executive decisions as an owner, similar to what Wick did with Brad Stevens this year, letting him know, or 2 seasons ago, that shakeups needed to be made, and boom, a championship happened. Those are the type of things I want to see, those initiatives from an owner, and that's exactly why I'm ecstatic breaking this down for you. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. We had some great topics to break down. Isaiah Thomas coming back in the G League. Hopefully he can get another chance in the NBA, even if it's not a big one, still a roster spot in the NBA to mentor some of these younger guards and to just actually be where he is deserved. And obviously diving into some Celtics ownership news as well. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Like I said, you guys have been absolutely fantastic showing your love and support, which has been really, really appreciative. So I really do value that. Once again, thank you guys so much. But I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day, and go Boston Celtics. Peace out, everyone.